Brendan has novel ideas, we swear. He's not an unimaginative piece of shit.
Oh, okay then.
What? You're going to try and contest that you're not just ripping off people who are
I
better
just
than
said I
us?
was.
I know, but you're trying to then act like, oh, I'm so
I'm
cool.
allowed to make fun of it. You're not.
Oh, I'm not allowed to make fun of it? That's like our shtick. See last episode where we gave you shit for 10 minutes about not having a soul.
Whatever. Those are my jokes.
These are our jokes, Brandon. We've been doing this for like 5 years. Me making fun of you, not ABC. Speaking of, welcome back to ABC, episode 40 whatever, because I still haven't learned what episode it is, despite the fact that we do this every week.
45.
Sure, that sounds good. We're back after a 1 week hiatus in which, and this is the first time these words are ever going to be said, I had a tutoring emergency.
Was it an emergency? Did you get that? Did you have to go?
I pretty much had to go. They were like, we need somebody to come in, and you're the only person who can show up in time because you live
what it
like 10
was.
minutes away.
Oh, you were doing the fucking study sessions.
Yeah, I had to go in for test prep, and they were like, you live 10 minutes away, so you have to show up. And I was like, okay, am I going to get paid more than normal? They're like, yeah, technically, but you have to show up. So I had to miss ABC because I didn't watch anything last week, but now we're here. So I'm Nick.
I'm Brandon. That's my name.
I'm Alex.
Oh, I forget sometimes.
You can say Eric. You're allowed to say Eric.
I'm not gonna say Eric. It's not my name.
Okay, whatever you want.
It's my name professionally.
This is not our job, clearly.
God forbid anyone knows my name is Eric on this.
Let alone the fact that they could probably figure out exactly where we live from all the random shit that we've talked about over the last 45 episodes.
I've cut out some of that stuff. I know they can probably tell, like, we live in Virginia, specifically Northern Virginia. But Northern Virginia is, like, a big place. There's a lot of people here.
Virginia, we've talked about MacFest.
We did sell out to MacFest.
When was that? I think that was last
That
year.
was last year.
We're going to sell out to MacFest again.
We're going to sell out to MacFest again. Still
Next
looking
week.
for that panel. Someday they'll invite us. No, they won't. They'll never invite
You're not
us.
supposed to get invited. You apply for it.
Oh, do you apply for panels?
Yes.
Why?
Some people do get invited, but
Like,
the majority do.
Two people get invited.
Yeah.
Oh, I really thought they invited like all of their
No.
panelists. Oh,
Do
interesting.
you think they invited that one guy who, like, talked about Pola the entire time?
I don't know. I the one that you went to with MC Lars, where it was all like the different
That
character
kid.
types.
No, the Poe guy. The guy who just kept talking about Poe.
Oh, I showed up for the last 5 minutes of that. I didn't hear most of that. It was you and Jeffrey.
Was it? Oh, shit, it was.
Yeah, Alex went off to something else,
Yeah,
and I
the
went to
kid
play
that went,
arcades by myself.
The kid that
He did
sang Our Generation.
A Generation and did almost nothing else. I mean, he
That's
did
it.
have other albums, but nobody knows about them.
Yes. That's basically it. And then Alex was off.
Doing some.
He was at a different
Okay.
panel, I think.
Yeah.
I think he was at like how to get started in the games industry.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
Some
games
of them.
litigation and all of that,
Yeah.
and games protection.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think I remember you guys both went to panels, and I was like, I don't really care about panels.
Some of them were interesting. I remember we saw this with Rest Friends for our first year. We didn't know who they were.
Oh,
It was me and Jeffrey. And then we saw Alex just like, oh, the fucking corner.
It feels
Did I say
nice
Jeffrey
and
again?
cold.
You did say Jeffrey again.
I'm not good with names.
We know.
Fun
We've
fact.
gotten used to it.
Have you? I haven't gotten used to it.
More or less. All right,
Alright,
so should we get started?
This week, we fucking watched all the endings
Yeah.
for Banana Fish, Goblin Slayer, and Zombieland Saga, and Bunny Girl Senpai.
Yep.
I forget there's always 4.
Yeah.
Some of them, they were just one episode. Some of them have 2 episodes. I think it was half and half, actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
Banana Fish technically had an episode and a half.
Right.
Well, they said it 45 minutes. I thought it was like 45 minutes for the whole show, and then like 15 minutes for
Right.
ads. It was actually just half an hour and then 15 minutes for the ads, so it was only 30 minutes.
Right. You were really hyping me up for like 40 to 45 minutes of show.
That's what I was told.
So when I opened it, it was like 30 minutes. I was real let down.
Yeah. But I'll just preface this with saying, I keep hitting my pen. I thought all the endings were like pretty mediocre. I didn't like, none of them stood out to me, or like, I didn't like any of them.
Really?
Like, a lot. They were all-
The only one that I can say like was distinctly, I'm giving it a pass, is the Bunny Girl Senpai, but that's just because like they're trying to sell their movie, I think.
Well, I mean, Zombieland Saga is the only one that could have had an actual ending, but she kind of basically did.
It basically
Yeah.
did.
Goblin Slayer can't have an actual ending. Well, one, there's going to be a sequel,
Yeah.
Right.
and 2, it hasn't actually ended yet, so they're
Right.
not going to do that. Banana Fish's ending was okay. I liked the first half, and then everything that happens after the actual climax, with basically, well, spoiler alert, Ash dies
Right.
in the stupidest way fucking possible, I think. Most because Lodge just comes by and fucking shanks him in the fucking gut.
Right.
But for Zombieland Saga, and this is the same issue I had with Bunny Senpai was the first half of Zombieland Saga was just basically the last episode, just an extension of the last episode where she's sad again for half the episode, and then they have the concert, and then she gets better.
The first half of Zombieland Saga
Yeah.
was what?
It was just essentially the same theme as the last episode, which is her being kind of depressed and trying to get out of the rut,
Yes.
and then she gets out of the rut during the concert, which is the last
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, there was a lot more emphasis on like the idol group themselves and like them sort of overcoming their difficulties. They're all unlucky. The whole like the stadium
Oh, yeah,
fucking
they are
collapses in on itself.
Yeah.
Not as cool as the lightning stuff, but
That's kind of hard to beat.
Right.
To be honest.
All right. So which one are we going to talk about more in depth first? So I've got words to say about all of them.
Zombieland Saga, why not? We're on that already.
All right. So we're going to do the summary from the top.
Well, basically, I already did the summary. It was like,
I mean,
there's no opening. Fucking Sakura's sad for like the first half. They're in the dungeon. They had their last dungeon pep talk with the producer. Yamada tries to. This is actually the running gag in this episode, was Yamada tries to help Sakura out of the rut in various ways, mostly trying to cockle-doodle-doo at her
Right.
yeah.
to kind of get happy, and she starts like mimicking how Sakura taught her. That's basically it. She does it twice, and then the third time she just knocks over the fucking door to the room where everyone goes to be sad.
Oh, right. He just
Yeah.
knocks in the door.
And then, like, basically after that, there's like some other shit that they kind of do, and then they go to the concert. Sakura still doesn't know who she is, and then they start singing, and she's okay about it. Like, she at that point decides that she will do the concert with them, but like still doesn't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
And then in
Yeah.
the middle of the concert, everything collapses, and they keep singing, and she's like, I might as well join, and they start singing together.
After like producer like
It
started,
claps,
they
yeah.
clap.
Also, after we learn the producer's a fucking weirdo, and like does all this for like some dead high school girl.
Yeah.
Well, her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's a dead high school girl.
Yes. Sakura is a dead high school girl who I don't know whether or not I could say they were dating, but they were like
They
was
knew each
definitely-
other.
They knew
were
each other.
infatuated or whatever.
He was infatuated with her.
How did she not figure that out? She learned her about. Oh, wait. I fucking hate anime characters who can't recognize people. It's the fucking stupidest shit ever.
I don't know. Well, we don't know how different he looked when he was a high schooler.
I'm pretty sure it was fucking he had the same haircut.
Did he
I
run
mean-
around with the shades on still in high school?
Like,
We
Like,
didn't
only-
see that.
we
The
didn't
only
see it.
person the only thing she remembers is like, oh, that like vivid memory of like her at the concert.
Yeah.
No, that's afterwards. That's when she doesn't know who she is. When she reverts back to old Sakura, she remembers everything.
She definitely remembers a lot of things. We don't know that she remembers everything because she doesn't recognize Kotaro, and we never see her like try and go back to her house. Like, there's a lot of stuff
Oh,
that
that's
she
a good
doesn't
point.
do
She
that like.
still doesn't know about the lead singer of Iron Frills.
Yeah, she does. That
she-
was a big thing last episode.
What, that she
No.
recognizes that she's dead?
No, but that was
No.
like before that. Like she still didn't know. Like,
Yeah, but that's because she literally had amnesia about everything.
Yeah, she recognizes that I is the lead singer, but she doesn't remember that she died.
Sakura?
Yeah,
Sakura
Sakura,
doesn't remember that she died.
or that I died. Because when she sees her, she doesn't go like, "Holy shit, you're dead." She's
Well,
like,
because-
"Holy shit, I
No,
can't believe I met you."
Sakura dies before
Right?
I.
Yeah.
So she's not going to remember that I died because,
she wasn't alive. Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, I don't know what point I'm trying to prove with that one, but
I have no idea. This is like just circular logic at some
there is a
point.
little bit of a futile.
Yeah.
cycle.
Anyways, yeah, they have their concert.
Uh-huh.
They sing, in my opinion, two mediocre songs. I didn't really like them.
I don't remember them anymore.
Exactly.
Which, yeah, I guess in
It's
that.
like
Also,
we will,
the really
we'll
shitty
keep
CGI comes
going.
back.
Okay, yeah,
It was not a joke.
it was not a
I am
joke.
upset.
Okay, so we can finally officially confirm now. What, 12 episodes in?
It wasn't a joke.
It was not a
They just
joke.
didn't have enough money.
We were not
They could-
satire. They did not have
It
enough money.
could still just be a joke. Like we're gonna keep going with this.
I don't think it was. I think it was an honest to
don't
God
think
anime.
so.
Or not-
Close the gates.
It was a straight up idol anime. The gates are closed. The gates are full closed. It was a funny show, actually. I shouldn't say the gates are full closed.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like it was still a funny show. It's just it was still
It was like
she really bad
wow,
CGI.
that's hard to watch.
I also mentioned this to you guys last week, but after watching the finale of Zombieland Saga, I had to go then watch the music video for Thriller because seeing them like after the whole wall collapsed in and seeing them all like stumble back up was giving me some major Thriller vibes where all the zombies come out of the cemetery like halfway through. There's like a scene like halfway through after Michael Jackson's done like taunting his girlfriend.
That's probably like the entire like music video that I only remember the actual music video.
Like the music part of the music
Yeah,
video?
the
Okay,
dance.
To be honest, I've never really watched all of Thriller.
It's 15 minutes.
It's
It's
15
a short,
minutes
it's a short
Like
film.
the
It is
only
a
thing
short
I
film.
remember is like the very beginning where he's like in
The
like,
movie theater?
not a movie theater, but just like I want to say a strip, and it's like he's spinning around, and it's like neon lights. And, like,
Oh, the mall strip.
Yeah.
The
Oh
mall strip.
yeah, like
Yeah.
right when they come out of the theater.
Yeah.
Or actually, I don't remember what the.
I think it's right when they come out of there. It would
Okay.
make sense.
Yeah. Well, because there's also the part that I don't remember, the part that I skipped through when I was watching it. Like the first 3 or 4 minutes is a movie that Michael Jackson is watching, which is starring Michael Jackson basically, and it's like this whole other movie that happens about like them going off into the woods and getting
Yeah.
attacked in their convertible.
I thought it was about a vampire, or not a vampire, but a
Werewolf.
Yeah, he's the werewolf.
Yeah,
right?
he's the werewolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's actually the werewolf at the end of the
It's actually the
video.
werewolf at the end of the movie. Yeah. But yeah, no,
Meta.
halfway through they have that whole like, you know, and though you fight to stay
Stay
alive,
alive,
your
your
body
body
starts to
to
shiver.
shiver.
In the background of like that whole voiceover that's happening, there's like a cemetery and there's
Yeah.
like zombies like clawing their way out of the dirt and like coming out of coffins or like mausoleums and shit.
Mhm.
It like was very similar in like style of like fog and like the weird jerky motions as that scene in Zombieland Saga.
Well, that would make sense. That'd be a great homage.
Yeah.
Also, that is Vincent Price's voice.
Really?
Yes.
I never knew who did that voiceover. I always just assumed they got some
Wait,
like
is it Vincent
random
Price?
studio exec to be
It might
like,
not be Vincent Price.
I have no idea who. I'm willing to believe you because I could not contest it. I've never looked it up.
No, Vincent Price had like a higher voice. That's not Vincent Price.
Okay.
Actually, I'll probably like look at it again, but I'm pretty sure it was him.
Okay. Look up. We'll see.
But yeah, great fucking music video. Go watch it. I'd say watch it up until the point where they start coming up. Then you just go watch the music video for Thriller,
Right.
and then that's it.
Yeah.
Just don't let the fucking bad CGI and like the, in my opinion, kind of shitty songs taint what was a really good show up until the last like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I was really glad that at least that they didn't do the cut-in song.
Oh my god. When we started the second song, I was terrified
Yeah, I
we
was
were
like,
going to
oh
cut
no! At least do a good song like the Lily song or the Saki song.
Saki
Both of
song?
them were pretty good.
Yeah.
Or the I song too.
it. Their song was okay. It was definitely, of the three of them, the weaker one in my opinion. I really like Lily's song.
Yes, that one was cute.
Yeah.
But all in all, I like Zombieland Saga.
Yeah. It was
Despite its
touching to
flaws.
see all of the like characters that we saw throughout this like the show as a whole
Oh, yeah,
back in
always
the
there.
audience. Because like even not just like the two metalheads, but also like
fucking Pikachu and
yeah
whatever those guys.
Pikachu and random metalhead number
Yeah.
one. Yeah. But it was also like the random schoolgirls that we met in this episode, like the little girl that we met in like the second episode or the third
Oh,
episode.
shit, she was
with that
there?
Grill. Yeah,
Oh,
and her mom was
Oh,
there.
I remember the dad.
Giant Dad.
Giant
Giant
Dad, the Chicken Tory or Driving Tory manager was there.
Wait, okay, President.
President, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
The gangsters.
The gangsters,
Gangsters.
yes.
Biker chicks, yeah.
Oh, the biker mom.
Biker mom.
The biker
yeah.
mom was also there. So I mean, they had like the full cast
Yeah.
of side characters show up for this one. So it was sort of heartwarming to see like how important they become to the people of Saga. So season 2, we're hoping for Saga saves the world. Attack on
Maybe.
Tokyo, maybe. Hopefully, we'll see.
Who the fuck knows?
Who the fuck knows?
I don't even know if we'll have a slot. Well, it was pretty popular.
It was pretty popular. It was like up there in terms of like popularity
Even
in
Japan,
Japan.
it's
I think.
one of the popular ones
Yeah.
too.
I think there was a ranking on Nico
Yes.
Nico today that was like I think it was like
was-
first or second. I forget which one
It
was
was
first.
I think maybe first
I think
Saga,
it was
and then SS Gridman,
yeah.
and then Gamsar,
Yeah.
which all had about 10%.
Damn.
This is a Gridman was seriously popular everywhere. Those thighs, though.
I guess it must have been the thighs, or I don't even know. Just Trigger's name was on everyone. Triggered everyone else. Like, let's fucking
Pretty
watch it.
much. It definitely like. I'm trying to think of the equivalent for an American studio that's like, as long as it produces anything. I guess if it has like the Marvel name on it, people will go see any
Yeah.
movie. Like it does not matter.
Marvel
what
hasn't made like a really bad movie in recently.
DC.
In terms of questionable character choices, the Ant-Man movie
Okay.
Like, who really gave a fuck about Ant-Man until they made the Ant-Man movie, and people were like, "I'll go watch it because it's Marvel."
Well, like people still liked it. That's
Right,
the
it was a good
thing.
movie. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it was a bad movie, but I'm saying people only went and watched it because it was a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
If they had if some other random people had been like, "We're gonna make an Ant-Man movie," people would be like, "Who the fuck cares about Ant-Man? I don't want to see this shit."
Yeah, that's true. I'd believe that. Let's see what other. Madhouse is one because they do a lot of cool shit.
Studio Dean?
No,
Did they not?
they're like very questionable.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're the ones that did the first Fate Stay Night.
Did they?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then they did some other stuff. Then they did Konosuba, and everyone loved him.
Right, that's what I'm
And then
thinking.
they didn't do not Konosuba, and everyone just didn't really like him afterwards.
They did season 1 of
They
Konosuba.
did both seasons.
Did they do both seasons?
Yeah.
I thought they sold it out at the second season
Has
because they're giving it up for the movie, aren't they?
was it
I think they're
I don't
giving it up for the movie.
has Bones released anything recently?
My Hero Academia.
Yeah,
Oh right, it is
that's like
Bones.
all they're on right now. I think
It's making the
it's
money. They don't
yeah,
give a
shit.
straight
like-
up raining dollars all over the Bones studio. So they're like, "Fuck it." Who did Mob Psycho?
Bones.
Yeah, I was like, they do shit that like a lot of people are just like
Yeah.
dollar bills, y'all.
So yeah, the Dream Mob Psycho next season. I don't know if they have a show out this season though.
I don't think they do. I think this is like their one-off season before Mob Psycho, and then I'm pretty sure they're gonna do
It's Mob Psycho rest month, and then My Hero
rest of the
Academia.
season and then My Hero again for 2 consecutive seasons like usual.
Yes. Well, that was basically Zombieland Saga.
Yeah.
I would say I'd recommend it.
Yeah, I'd give it a solid recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say
It
like
was very funny. I think the 5th episode, which was the Chicken Tori / Mud Olympics, still by far my favorite.
oh my god, that was so good. I think overall I would say like 7 or 8 out of 10,
I give it 0 out of 5.
but that one episode was like a solid like 9 out of 10.
It was the peak.
I think overall the show gets a 7, but individual episodes get like 9s. There were
Okay.
some solid
I
episodes.
agree.
Like Lily's episode, I think for like emotional value was a lot higher than the rest of the show.
Despite the fact that everything flew over your fucking
Oh
head.
yeah, no, I didn't understand anything about it emotionally, but still, just seeing like a small child like have to come to terms with her father, like it was touching. The whole transgender thing went completely over my head, but you know, whatever. I could enjoy the episode without understanding any of that.
Well then, we'd like to talk about Goblin Slayer next. I feel like there's not a lot to talk about Goblin Slayer.
Sure, we can loosely cover
Sure.
Goblin Slayer.
Uh,
Man slays goblins.
he asked people to help him.
Yes,
Man does one job very good.
right.
The not him team fights the goblins at the house. Which, by the way, I fucking hate that cowgirl. She's fucking stupid. Why didn't she want to leave? This is the stupidest shit ever. She's like, I don't want to leave because then it's gonna be like last time.
Cause
No, you dumb shit. If you leave, it won't be like last time. Everyone's gonna be sick.
Right.
yeah.
Like
hate
last
Cowgirl.
time you left because you didn't know the goblins are coming and then everybody died. This time you're going because he's telling you because he wants to protect you, jackass.
God damn it.
And that he was going to stay and
Well, for one,
possibly get killed.
I'm pretty sure he was gonna get help anyways.
Right. Well, wasn't the help there when he went back and told her to be like, you should leave now? All of my friends are
No.
coming. Oh, were they not
He
yet?
said he confronts her first, then asks,
Okay.
and he's like, "Oh, why are you doing this?" And I guess he says, "Oh, I want to die."
Okay.
Which I mean, he never showed any intent to die, anyways.
Right.
But whatever. Anyways, yeah, he asked them, and asking them takes a whole fucking half episode.
Right.
And then they actually get to the fucking fighting. First, it's 3 waves. It's just first the goblins with the meat shields. They get rid of the meat shields using their standard,
Sleep tactics.
sleep tactics. Which sleep was a lot less effective this time.
Was it?
Yeah, because before, like, it's in like a.
Before it was in a concentrated
Yeah.
cylinder though, so it was just like
I guess
it
so.
hits everything in this area going down, so everything was in that area, so it just hit
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
But
Now it's an open field, so it's
Yes.
all hard to hit.
I'm pretty sure you can like say that area.
Right.
Like, that's what they did. They did like that area. But then like they immediately woke up after they took meat shields.
They didn't wake up. They were
Most of them woke
no,
up.
no, they didn't.
Some of them might have because
Yeah.
they said, "Hey, ignore the sleeping ones."
Yeah, they said they specifically told people like ignore the sleeping ones because if you hit them, they're gonna wake up.
Okay.
So I think it was just other goblins like from further back in the forest came running out.
Yeah.
Maybe. After that, my favorite part was the wargs finally showed up. I was waiting for wargs to show up. That's all I wanted, and they did.
You did get
Uh,
wargs.
I got
The
wargs.
warg riders.
So then they used, fucking sharpened sticks to hit them in the chest and then, just beat the shit out of them.
Yep.
Yep.
With a lot of blood, a lot of just splurting blood. I didn't think it looked that great.
Yeah,
You're just gonna like.
there was a lot in this episode where I'm starting to like look at it and be like, it doesn't look as great as I want it to look. Like a lot of the time, like even ignoring the CG, which like whether or not you care about the Goblin Slayer CG is its own thing. Like there are a lot of times where it's like people's eyes like move across their face in like weird times. Like it doesn't look quite right.
No,
I barely noticed it.
I think
It stuck out to me this time. I started to look for it.
this show really would have been a lot better if it had those like cool animation moments that you see in different shows, like just like Attack on Titan, where you just have like some of those scenes which look fucking fantastic. Like it would have fit like so well in Goblin Slayer if you just got a shot of Goblin Slayer in a hall just beating the shit out of goblins
Right.
in like a very cool way. But we just never got that.
Right.
So like
So
all in all, the
yeah.
animation was just okay. It was never bad,
Mhm.
but like it was never just what you wanted.
The like closest moments that you would ever get to that was like whenever his eye glowed and when he strangled the big one with the wig.
With the strand of hair.
Yeah.
Like even that was just
Yeah, but
It
that
was
it,
okay.
pretty much. Yeah.
It was like weirdly mediocre because so much of Goblin Slayer is like static. Like it's people sitting around a campfire or them sitting in the back of a wagon and like or like just in a random dungeon corner,
Yeah.
like corridor talking about what's where they're going or where the goblins are going or
planning
something.
shit.
Yeah. So like I would expect that most of their budget could be allocated to those fight scenes because
Yeah.
everything else can take place with like very minimal movement. And Goblin Slayer's wearing the fucking helmet all the time, so there's not like any face motion you have to do
And
with
they
him.
even have a fucking 3D model that they use all the fucking time.
Right. So like they use so much like money saving techniques for Goblin Slayer and the rest of the gang that like
I just don't think it had a budget.
I'm tempted to agree with you now. Like I don't think they had enough budget to support doing Goblin Slayer like the source material well. I did like though one of the few like callbacks that has ever happened in Goblin Slayer when the hero shows up and she's like, "Oh, it would have sucked if goblins had destroyed this town before we came back from killing the demon lord." Like one of the second or third episodes when Heil Farcher shows up, she's like, come help. She's like talking about the demons. She's like, come help us, kill demons. And he's like, I don't want to because if people stop killing the goblins, then the goblins will destroy the towns before the demons are killed. So it's actually like a callback of like even the hero can recognize like goblins are fucking scary, dude.
well, all the heroes did that. There was a Swordman even said it too.
Yeah.
And then there's whatever her name is, other sword lady.
Other sword lady. Yeah.
I guess more of the what's it called?
Generic anime girl.
The
Which she is.
was it? I forget what the exact phrase is. The thread at our doorstep versus the thread like I don't know, a country over.
Basically, that's the
Yeah.
premise. Is yeah,
I don't know that line.
the threat
I
closer
know-
to us is
the
more
doors-
dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that kind of makes sense. But anyways, then we get at the last scene of the last episode, before the ending, was him with the red eye going up to the Goblin King.
Yes.
Which everyone was hyped about that, but I was just like, damn,
It was
this
pretty
doesn't look that
meh.
great.
Yeah. It was really weird because like one of the few things that is like supposed to happen in that scene, and they do actually kind of show this at the end, is like he comes out of the forest like covered in blood, and he's talking about like he just killed a whole bunch of goblins
And
on the way out.
That
when they're talking, he says he didn't kill any.
He-
He kills the goblin and says one. I'm like, no bullshit. There's a bunch of fucking blood on you.
Yeah, he
They
was
can't
not
be
supposed
more-
to kill anything. In the manga, he's literally waiting in the forest, killing nothing until the Goblin Lord freaks out. He does not give away his position by killing random goblins up until
Okay.
that point. So I don't know why they had him come out covered in blood like, I just slaughtered fucking 30 goblins. Like, he's not supposed to have killed anything.
Okay, so that's just.
Yeah.
I think I know what happened.
And there's this one
They
line
forgot to clean up the model.
that kind of bothered me
Hmm.
when he met up with the Goblin Lord. He was like, "Hey, yeah, your home's gone." It's like, did you go to wherever he came from and
That's what I was
slaughtered
thinking.
him?
Like he went like home and just like set everything on fire.
Yeah,
But that was never a plot point.
no, it wasn't.
So I don't really. I guess he's just trying to scare him.
I guess.
I
don't know.
guess.
But anyways, that whole fight scene was meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
It was really heavy, like, hits, but they weren't, like, visually interesting.
No,
It was just, like, the Goblin Lord, like, overhand
So-
strikes several times. And
they're doing that
that's-
thing I was talking about before, where I'm pretty sure what was happening is the heavy hits, like they would cut when the hit happened, and then they wouldn't show the hit, so like it just didn't feel impactful. you would see the Goblin King like swing his axe,
Uh-huh.
and then immediately Goblin Slayer would get knocked back.
Right.
But you wouldn't like see that kinetic action of
Yeah.
him getting hit.
The only time I can really think of like that exact thing you're talking about is like the part where the front of his shield gets sheared off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is you see like the axe come down and then Goblin Slayer comes like rolling away and like the shield drops in front of the, like between the two of them.
I was completely confused, but I didn't think shields were like two parts.
I did not think they were either. He
Depends.
either just cut it straight off or yeah, it was in two parts.
But that would make sense because the shield was there.
Yeah.
I mean, it also had like this weird like indent in it, so it was like an attachment point for like the other half shield. I have no idea,
Yeah.
but it looked fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
But anyways, he tries to stab the Goblin King. Goblin King breaks the sword,
Yes.
Yeah.
but breaks one of the biggest shard of the sword into his chest, and then knocks Goblin Slayer back, and then starts stomping on his head, and then comes by fucking what's her face priestess,
Yeah.
and then
which
just
I
smushes him
totally
with the two forces.
forgot about.
The protection sandwich.
Yeah, the protector
Yeah.
sandwich, and then that kills the Goblin King.
Yeah.
This kills the Goblin King. Well, Goblin Slayer reaches in there with his knife and cuts his throat.
Not the
Yeah.
knife; it was a broken.
Yeah,
sword.
yeah, the broken sword. And we also have the
Oh, yeah,
Goblin
King
Lord.
trying to manipulate her.
Yeah. But we see that Priestess has become cold-blooded when it comes to goblins.
Not really. She just kind of
Not really.
there.
She kind of just let go.
Well, yeah, she didn't give a fuck.
I was really
Before-
hoping she'd like compress the.
Nah.
Yeah, right. I was really fucking hoping for that. I was like, nah, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You wanted to just squeeze a little bit tighter so his eyes just
I
went...
loved the
Just like fucking
stupid,
Darth Vader
like,
thing, and she
gob-
gets the fucking eye.
the Goblin Lord like backstory when he was a child. It's like what the fuck.
Oh, yeah.
That was the backstory of the.
That was the
I
backstory of
assume,
the Lord.
yeah, because
Okay.
he had the earrings still.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's basically trying to...
I thought it was priestess flashbacks, and I was like, this never happened to you.
No, those were the
No.
Goblin Lord flashbacks.
Okay.
Of like how he learned to basically be
Please, I'm
manipulative and like
I'll-
also
I'll
got...
go back to the forest. I'll
Yeah.
live a peaceful life.
I was really hoping that priestess would actually kill the Goblin King.
That was
Just like full
yeah.
compress.
I don't know that she ever killed a goblin.
I mean, it's kind of. To be fair,
Kind
it's kind of hard to kill a goblin when you're a priestess, and like we've only seen her have like protection spells.
She
Right.
kind of indirectly, like, I'm gonna block off this exit so like you all burn
Oh,
and
true.
suffocate.
I guess they're assists, yeah.
Yeah, they do count,
We
I
can
guess.
count those.
Yeah.
The burn to death assists.
And then we get the celebration at the bar.
Yeah.
Yes,
And at this point, I was completely tuned out. I was waiting for the episode to end.
that's fair. Not very much happens at the bar.
No, he takes off his mask, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, you take off your mask."
You're so
hot.
Was
Okay.
he or was he not an elf?
Who?
Goblin Slayer.
No.
I don't
Okay.
think it was.
They showed some cut of his ear, and it like didn't look like any other human's ear. So I was like, are they trying to say he's like some sort of elf or like half elf?
I don't know. I don't remember. I'll be honest. I thought it was a face. It was a head.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a head.
It was just like there was a cut of just like his ear, basically. It was like, you know, just like the ear, like a part of his sideburn. And so I was like, they're trying to draw my attention to that ear. Clearly, I have no idea why.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they just don't want to show you the eyes.
That is also very, very true. They really don't want to show us his face for some reason.
That's for season 2.
Only the hero gets to look at his face.
Yeah, but that was the hero.
Yeah, I'm assuming the hero's going to show up. But like,
Well,
come on,
literally
adventure
everyone
with
sees
me.
the
Literally
face.
the entire bar.
Oh wait, no. As the hero, we can see
Yeah,
see the
we
face.
get to see the
Okay.
face when the hero shows up
Oh.
because I
Maybe.
don't know. I mean, he said he wants to go on an adventure now, so clearly we're gonna stop killing goblins.
Well, we can still kill goblins on an adventure.
It's true, we could. But I'm assuming that I want to go on an adventure means he wants to,
Not
go
sure.
on like a high elf, adventure. How she always wants to go off and not kill goblins because she doesn't feel like it's an adventure.
Yeah.
It's an adventure when you use fire, but she doesn't want to use fire, so it's all for her fucking fault.
It is all her fucking fault.
Also the characters weren't that great. I wasn't really invested in any of them. That's another complaint I had.
Lizard Bro was pretty much the only one.
Yeah, but I wasn't invested in him. I just liked him because he had summons,
Right.
and
Well,
then he made it dance that one time.
Yeah.
none of them really had like a backstory that we knew about.
I don't really care about backstories. Like, just them like doing more than just following Goblin Slayer around would have been more interesting. Like, just they could have just talked about different stuff.
I mean, they talk about, the dwarf gets drunk a lot, and the high
Oh.
elf archer
It's so interesting.
fights him on getting drunk. And
Oh my god, she's a tsundere.
The, the lizard. I mean, what else do you want him to do, Brandon?
I don't know. Like,
eats cheese.
their original, like that third episode where they originally talked with each other, just basically sharing their stories about how goblins were like created or whatever.
Right.
That was interesting. And then you never get anything like that again. Where like they just kind of work off each other.
I mean, there was never really another time where it was like there was a relevant piece of information that they were going to talk about, though.
They don't have to talk. They wouldn't have to talk about just that piece of information. They could have talked about other stuff. I guess that would bleed into backstory stuff then.
Yeah, that would bleed into like backstory stuff.
Yeah.
And it was also, for as far as we saw, exclusively about killing goblins, and so they weren't going to be like, let's talk about our culture's relative, what we believe they create demons. Like, where do the demons come from out of nowhere when they're fighting goblins? Like,
Let's talk about more about this
or hell,
multiracial alliance.
How about all the other characters except for Goblin Slayer talking about why Goblin Slayer wants to kill goblins? Since they don't know they don't know
Just
why he's killing goblins.
making up theories about why Goblin Slayer is killing all the goblins.
Each of them try to figure out why. That would show how they think, why they think that, and then towards the end probably change some stuff about themselves.
Maybe, I don't know. It would be a very bizarre scene, I feel like, just because as the audience, we already know the answer, and so just watching them stumble around and be wrong, unless they're being, like, funny about it, sort of lends itself to, like, I don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care why High Elf Archer honestly thinks Goblin Slayer is killing goblins, because I already know the answer. If it was all them trying to be like, it would be like the episode of Naruto, where they're trying to find out what's under Kakashi's mask. If we already knew what he looked like, I wouldn't give a shit about that episode. It's funny because we don't know, and we also as an audience want to know what's under Kakashi's mask.
Okay. Let's see. Trying to gather my thoughts. Because one of the things Half Ultra wants to do is basically stop him from being so brutal.
Mm-hmm.
So that would lead into that. Like right now, we don't really know why she wants that. She just kind of does at some point, and then never explains herself.
That's true.
Like Dwarf wouldn't really give a shit. He's completely on board. Same
Right.
thing with Dragon King.
Right.
But that would also they could work off Priestess as well because she's trying to do the same thing. And then Priestess kind of changes, but like not really.
No.
She's like one minor changes. All right, I guess I get to kill goblins now without feeling bad about it,
Right.
and that's about it.
She just basically becomes more like hardened when it comes to violence in the field.
Yeah,
But other than that, Priestess doesn't change very much.
and I don't really remember her saying anything interesting.
Priestess
just-
doesn't say much, no.
Yeah, she's kind of embarrassed. Like 50% of her dialogue was in the first 2 episodes. The rest of it was just her being embarrassed.
Well, there was the whole episode where they run around Watertown and they have like their pseudo date,
Oh, her being embarrassed.
kind of, and being ecstatic about ice cream.
Well, everyone's excited for ice cream.
Everybody was excited
You
about
can't
it.
not be.
It's true.
They never had ice cream.
They had ice cream. They had ice cream when they saw the ice cream thing. They all got ice cream.
Not afterwards. They're
Oh,
like, afterwards,
true.
let's go get some fucking ice cream. And they never did.
They never did. Well, we don't know what they had available at that party. Maybe Dragon had all the ice cream he wants.
He had cheese. He was eating cheese.
Was he eating cheese? I wasn't paying attention, I'll be honest.
When he was like, yeah, I'll offer you my life, and blah blah blah. I was like, okay, and then the group comes down. It's like, yeah, so I would like a reward too. It's like cheese, like yes. Ice cream is like, mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he does say he pays them back, so I'm assuming Dragon got all of the things he wants,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Another thing. I was really sad they didn't make a Lord of the Rings joke about how it only counts as one.
uh-huh.
They kind of like made it indirectly with Paladin getting her gold,
Right.
but I was really hoping someone would have to say that line.
It still only counts for one.
Yeah, because actually I was thinking of that when they were fighting the champions. I'm like, I wonder if they still only count as one.
Yes, they do.
They didn't make the joke, so I can't be sad about it.
Right.
But like they didn't make it the way I wanted it to.
All right, no, I understand.
But yeah, there were other like Lord of the Rings stuff as well, like the whole what's in my pocket.
Right.
We never figured that out.
What do I have in my pocket? And the whole like assault on the fucking mausoleum, where they're all like posted up
yes.
in the
Yeah.
pews. I guess it was technically a church,
Mhm.
but yeah, they posted up the pews, and it's very similar to the Moria scene in
Mhm.
Lord of the Rings.
And that was Goblin Slayer.
Goblin Slayer, yeah. It
I
was
wouldn't recommend it.
decidedly middle of the road. I would give it like a tentative recommend. I would say like 5 out of 10. Come in with no expectations, and you may have an okay time.
Every single time someone tells you it's like Doom, don't believe them.
It's true.
I was so ready for it, and I was let down.
I was expecting this to be somewhat akin to like Berserk or Claymore, like even just like a little bit, but weirdly enough,
We got discount Berserk with the with the Great Sword.
Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely not guts.
But like, like the parts that they tried doing with that is like I didn't really enjoy. I enjoyed more of the like world building, like hey, what's behind like
What's
the
behind the
goblins? Like what's with the goblins and like how he has to constantly explain, hey, goblins are really bad, and it reminded me of the feeling of when I actually watched what's it called Log Horizon.
Oh, yeah, it was kind of like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Of the fighting in Log Horizon was like weird. I don't remember it actually very much. There probably was not that much now that I remember it.
No, but just like
All I
like that
remember was glasses
whole
pushing.
Yeah, the whole like the
How
world
magic
building,
works.
how magic works, how the
you
gold
can
works.
make new magic that is not in this game.
Yeah, the bullshit with the contract. I
Oh,
remember that
yeah.
still. Yeah, that was. There were some real weird design choices in Log Horizon.
He's a beater because he was a beta tester and he's a cheater. Hey, beater, you can beat on
We call him the master baiter. Why? Because he's bait and he's the best at it. So he's the master baiter. Those motherfuckers were not original.
So, would you guys like to talk about Banana Fish or Bunny Girl Senpai first? Which both of them have an animal as part of the title.
Do they?
Fish and bunny. I was
Oh
about to say fish and banana. Banana's a fruit.
no, banana's an animal. Trust your instincts,
It's
Brandon.
banana.
Banyan.
Banana. Yeah.
That was the show like last season.
Was it last season?
Banyan, yeah. Or is it this
Swear to
season?
God, it was more seasons ago than that at this point, but I'm losing
Maybe.
track of time. I don't know.
Yeah, this is our fourth full season.
We'll do banana fish first.
All right, Banana Fish.
The bananular fish.
Yeah. So the first thing that happens is what happened last episode, which is Fox shoots Golzine, and fast forward real quick. I was right. He didn't die.
It's true. You were correct. Golzine is not dead.
And then Blanca helps get the gang inside of the hospital, not including Ash, because they go around to like some other area of the hospital,
Yeah.
because the things are going under ducts and stuff.
Yeah, they sneak in through like the vents.
And then Fox has Ash like escorted by like a bunch of guards and then sedated as well.
Uh-huh.
But this happens off screen. But he escapes.
Right. Ash immediately escapes the
Yes.
sedation and whatever like they're holding him down with, kicks the crap out of a guard and bails.
Yes. And then Fox has to go fucking find him. All while they're talking about this in front of a helicopter, which comes into play later
Right.
in the best way ever. It's also called Moonwalker.
The helicopter is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the helicopter's called Moonwalker
Damn.
because he's talking about how they had to get Moonwalker up,
Oh.
and I didn't know what Moonwalker was, so I just assumed it was the helicopter that you start gadding everyone with.
Right. It's a pretty badass helicopter name.
Yeah.
At what point does Golzine fucking drag his bleeding ass into like the control room to shut some shit down?
That is about not half. Well, about 5 to 6 minutes in.
Okay.
This is around the time that both Blanca and Kunai with Chain are kind of going around the hospital trying to look for Ash.
Mhm.
They get up to a door which is they can't open, and that's around the time that
Golzine.
shuts down the security in the hospital.
In the hospital, yeah.
Yes, in the
Medical,
facility.
whatever, facility.
So Blanca and Singh
Uh-huh.
decide to go through the ducts. Blanca is one swole motherfucker
Right.
and cannot go through the ducts, and there's like a
A little
aside
comedy scene of
Yeah.
Blanca
Of him, like,
fucking
trying to-
shoulders packed into
Yeah.
the duck. As Singh looks back at me, he's like, "God damn it, asshole!"
Yeah.
I also like that Blanca was dressed in his fucking tactical neck. They come in black and slightly darker black, and he's now down a slightly darker black one.
Lana, I've
I invented the tactical neck.
the tactical turtleneck.
The tactical turtleneck.
Not a tactical turtle.
Doesn't he call them the tactical neck at some point?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's always the tactical
The
turtleneck.
tactical turtleneck.
I was the first to see its tactical advantage.
These Odin slobs are copying me. Lana!
No, Lana, you'll kill us all. That's still my favorite like line delivery when she tries to like light the match.
No, on the Hindenburg.
Or actually, not her. It's someone else.
It's somebody else.
Yeah. What part of helium air balloon don't you understand? The core concept. So around this time, what's his face? Ash also finds Doctor
Yes.
in the not finished part of the building,
Yes.
and he has a gun on him. And they start walking. Basically,
He
just
finds
further
Doctor
away.
with the banana fish information.
Yes, and he's trying to get it.
Yeah.
This is around the time Moonwalker like starts showing up, and Fox at this point I think kills the Doctor.
Yes. Shoots him in the face.
Yep, shoots in the face.
I think
that
so.
in the chest.
I thought it was in the head.
Or well, shoots.
It
him
was
somewhere.
one shot, so I'm assuming he just straight out died
Okay.
headshot.
And this is and at this point, Ash then they start kind of having confrontation. Blanc and Shing going through the ducts get up to the roof somehow. They just
Somehow
do,
the vents, dump them out in the unfinished section.
where they start beating the shit out of like three faceless people.
Right.
Uh,
And Singh finally is like, "Who are you, large man in turtleneck?" And I'm like, "Why the fuck did you bring him with you if you were like, I'm gonna bring this random civilian with me?
Right.
Oh, he's actually a badass."
so they have a little fight up there. Read this
Blanca
shit.
grabs a sniper rifle off one of them to lay down like basically protective fire for Ash.
And for Shing, because Shing makes his way to the
Onto
to
the building.
hospital. To the unfinished building to help out Ash.
Yeah.
And this is around the time like Moonwalker's also just basically gadding Ash and just hiding under the steel beams.
As Ash does his best to outrun a minigun.
Yes.
Things that are not possible.
No. Well, maybe if like they're not trailing him correctly.
I mean,
then-
still though, the wonderful thing about miniguns is you don't aim them. You point in the general direction and go, "Ree!" and you hit the thing you're aiming at. You hit the thing you're pointing at.
Yeah.
It's kind of impossible to outrun one.
He was just really bad at pointing.
If you're shooting behind them, you just lead them slightly more. It's not like it's very hard to miss with a minigun. I feel like they dump a
Yeah.
ridiculous amount of bullets downrange.
So then Blanc is like, yeah, fuck this shit, and then kills the the guy piloting Moonwalker,
Yeah,
and then it just explodes.
it just goes straight down and because that's how aerodynamics work. Is when you kill the helicopter pilot, it just goes woo straight down.
No, it was spinning.
Oh, did it actually
spinning
death
down.
spiral?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Because if I was assuming if it death spiraled, it was going to death spiral into the building.
I think it like hits part of the building, but like not the part that Shing and Ash are
Oh,
on.
okay.
And then it falls to the ground, and then starts to fire.
And then starts the fire,
But
which is the important part.
Fire can't melt steel beams. Then Ash and Fox basically fight for a good 2 minutes, and then this is when the first opening starts up,
Right.
right? So we know things are going crazy.
Right.
But Ash basically gets knocked down after he tries to use a pipe. He's basically getting choked out by Fox. But Ash, it was in reach. There was a drill,
There is an electric drill.
which he grabs and then just drills him in the fucking
Gut.
I don't know my anatomy.
It was his middle guts.
Regardless, it was a place you don't want to get drilled in.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
I do wonder though, like in terms of written in the 1980s. I don't know if they had cordless drills back then, so I wonder what it was in the
1980s? I'm pretty sure they
Did they have cordless drills in the 1980s?
Cordless drill. It's just a battery.
I mean, I don't know what they had in the 1980s in terms of power tools.
I'm pretty sure it's just a battery.
Maybe.
It probably didn't last long, but
Right.
maybe it was something different. Maybe it was just spinning.
I was thinking maybe it was like a nail gun or something at least.
Oh, maybe.
Still had to use like 2 double Ds.
Yeah.
But still, he used the drills to pierce the heavens, which he does. He does the cardinal sin. He doesn't double tap.
It's true.
Yes, you can't double tap with the drill. Yes, you can't double tap with the drill, but you can definitely drill him in the fucking face.
Yes.
Which I was hoping he would do, because once again, no one ever dies. They have to die at least twice.
Right.
So Fox is presumed dead at this point,
Right.
as Ash goes to help Shing up.
Yes. Who's dangling off the side of the building, briefcase in hand.
Yes. And lo and behold, Fox doesn't die. This
Right.
is like literally a minute in.
Yeah.
Not enough time for us to be like, oh my god, he's actually alive.
Thankfully, not Dr. Danny part 2. It's not like we had to spend 19 episodes going, he's dead, let him be dead. This time it was 1 minute.
It was 1 minute, and then he dies immediately.
Right.
Because Goldini comes up, shoots him in the face, because now he cares about Ash.
I mean, he's always cared about Ash in his own creepy way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Goldini, you were wrong about this, but Goldini just falls
Right.
off and dies.
So the question is, did he jump off or did he just pass out from blood loss and fall off?
Who cares?
Who cares, really? But I mean, it was one of those things. It was very ambiguous. I don't know whether he just passed out with his eyes open or if he was like, I'm a bad man, and killed himself.
No, that man never thought he was bad.
It's true. He really did. I'm pretty sure he just passed
I
out.
was really hoping
father
Ash-
to you.
I'm pretty sure he's like, remember me, I just want Ash to just slowly bring up his mouth and like, no.
As Golzina takes the death dive off of it, like arms spread, Ash just standing at the top of it. Fuck you, old man.
Leap of faith.
Honestly, I was really hoping he was just like hitting a bunch of shit on the way down.
He does the full flip and hits like face first, like one layer above the fire.
No, he like hits the fourth floor, then hits the third floor, then hits the first floor, and then finally splats.
You just wanted to hit all of the floors.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be a comedy akin to some of those sound effects from Krampus.
Mhm.
Oh, God.
The frying pan thing.
We'll get into that in a
Fucking
little bit.
Tom and Jerry shit.
That was some Tom and Jerry shit.
So the news now breaks out that there was shit going on.
Yes.
Shing makes his way to YL's apartment or where the fuck he lives, and then just slaps the shit at him.
Yeah.
After he gets slapped by YL,
Right.
who's just having a fucking hissy fit.
He has the ultimate hitsy fit. Like, fucking baby slaps Shing. Shing
Shing
just,
just
like, wham! And he just, Wild just is on the ground. He is a fucking bitch-ass bitch the entire show.
Yes, he did not get better. And then she's like, you have to fix this. He's like, I don't want to. Do it, I'll slap you
You
again.
again.
And then Wild decides to not be a good guy, but like essentially just do Shing's bidding at this point.
Right. I did like that Shing's logic was, you have to get over it because you're also a Lee. So you're like basically, you know, responsible for also raping your mother, so get over it.
I guess so.
It was like it was such weird like convoluted
from
logic of like
Westside's-
why you should ignore like what
No.
your brothers did.
What I think his argument was that you did all this bad shit. Go fix it.
Right.
Like you're also kind of a piece of shit.
Right. But like Wild's whole thing was like everything I was doing was basically to tear down what the Lees were doing because I hate the Lees.
You know, like you're a Lee too. You did bad
Yeah.
things.
And Sting was like, you're also a Lee and you also did bad things. You're no better than your brothers. So you're all it's all a wash.
Yeah.
You should just get over it, nerd. I'll fucking hit you.
Yeah, and then that shit happens. We never see Wild again.
No.
Good riddance.
I'm glad.
She was kind of annoying.
He can just go and never come back.
Then Blanc and Ash have their moment. They speak for about 3 to 4 minutes on a park in what I assume is
Grand Central,
yeah,
I assume.
and they just kind of talk.
Or Central Park?
Yeah.
Yes, not
Grand
Grand Central is the station.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ash and Blanca talk, and then Blanca says, "I'm gonna go to Caribbean. Come with me." And Ash is like, "No."
No.
And
Ash's like the whole like last 10, 15 minutes of this was Ash just being like, I can't go with anybody because I'm a bad man. That was the entire like Ash's breakdown.
yes,
His 10 minutes where he's just like, I'm a bad man. I don't
bad
deserve
man.
good things.
yes, he's slowly walking his way up Kilimanjaro, and then AG's sad because Ash wouldn't come.
Right.
He hands Shing a letter because Shing's there now. He's like, "Yo, Ash hasn't come yet," and he's like, "Nah." And she's like, "Man, what a bitch."
What a bitch. I still have feelings for Ash. Go give him my letter.
Yeah. And then Shing gives Ash a letter. We see a little omen in the background as we see like some hooded man walk past the frame.
Right.
I don't even know why they did that.
I don't know
I guess
why they did
Impending
either,
Doom.
but
I don't fucking know.
foreshadowing, I guess.
I actually thought it was AG.
AG
I don't know why.
just ditched his plane. He was like, fuck Japan. I'm staying in New York.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm gonna live with my boyfriend, and you can't stop me, old man.
So then Ash decides to read the letter, and then basically the last part of this entire show is him reading a letter, and AG is like, "Yo, you're a cool dude. You're not that bad."
Right.
And then Ash gets emotional, decides to run to the airport, which I'm pretty sure he's already missed the flight.
Almost certainly.
And then Lau just comes out of nowhere and stabs him.
Yeah. Lau just comes out of nowhere and stabs him because, and I quote, I don't want you to take Shing away.
Which, it's funny, because I'm pretty sure he saw Shing talking with Ash the scene earlier, because he was the fucking guy in the hood.
Right.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
I don't
It was
really
so
fully
fucking
understand
stupid.
why Lau did that. At first I was like, is he still like under YL's thing? Like, is he still like YL never called him
No,
off?
Lau did it on his own.
Right. Yeah.
And then Lau dies, just gets shot in the fucking chest.
Well, yeah. Ash pulls out his gun and shoots Lau. So I mean, that makes sense at least, because fucking Ash is always carrying.
Yeah, and then Ash just kind of makes his way to the library, and then,
Falls asleep. Dies.
well, technically as part of the show, it's left to the reader, not the reader, the viewer to find out whether or not he died.
Right.
In the manga, he's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead as dicks.
Yeah.
There's an actual autopsy done. Singh watches the autopsy.
Oh damn.
Yeah, he's dead as dicks.
He's dead as dicks.
I mean, we've seen his autopsy before.
It's true. We did watch like kind of.
Didn't watch his autopsy.
Was it not?
No.
Oh okay.
No, but the
We saw a dead body that looked like him.
Oh right.
yeah.
It was. Yeah.
And then they asked to watch the autopsy. They did not let him.
Oh okay.
We
Lawyer.
did.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Because they knew if they like looked at the body, they knew it was going to be him.
There was gonna be no guts in it probably.
That too.
But yeah.
That was Ben and Fish. And despite my apprehension to the ending, it was still fantastic. I'd recommend it.
It was a fantastic show overall.
Yes.
Great show.
It was great narrative. It had really good pacing. Like there was never really a down moment. I felt like.
No.
Yeah, you have to come into the show like being ready to like pay attention and
Right.
like take everything in.
I mean,
Because it
yeah.
never really slows down.
It never really slows down, and it is also like spaced out and like intended for. It's going to have 24 episodes.
Yeah.
So like we're going to eventually give you 24 full episodes worth of information. So like. If you fuck up and aren't paying attention in episode 3,
Yeah.
you're gonna miss some shit that's gonna come up again in 18, and you're
Mhm.
gonna be confused as fuck. So like, you kind of do have to pay attention the whole way through to fully like make watching Banana Fish worth it. But like, as a show, it's fucking compelling.
Yeah.
It was a good modernization. I didn't really see anything that was anachronistic, except for, not really many anachronisms.
Because it doesn't really like most of the stuff in the show is like basically
It's not really
time related.
technology, yeah.
No.
Like other than a very select like a handful of things they do where it's almost like shoehorned in. Like times where they like, I'm going to look this up, and he like whips out an iPhone
Oh, yeah.
and like look at something.
They didn't really do that towards the end of the
Yeah.
show, though. That was, I remember that happening like the first 5 episodes.
Yeah, it was more like the first half. There was a
back when
handful of
Smokey
times.
was alive.
Back when your OG boy, Shorter, and the boy before him,
I'm so fucking pissed off that Shorter died.
Yeah.
Shorter and fuck, what was the other one? Skip?
Oh, it wasn't
Skipper?
Smokey. Smokey's from JoJo. Yeah, it was Skip.
Yeah.
It was another black kid.
Oh,
They were both black.
Brandon,
Yeah.
It's
please.
Smokey Brown.
Smokey and fucking Jesus.
Yeah. Poor token.
Yeah, seriously, a little bit. But yeah, there was like a
We had
handful.
Kane.
We did.
Kane was a badass
Kane was a
motherfucker.
badass motherfucker
Yeah.
who made it to the end.
Yeah. Technically, the black guy does that first because Skip dies.
It's true. The black guy does go first. Skip dies. Was there really never a death before that? I guess there wasn't. I guess Skip was like our first like named, not just named character death, but like our first character death we really saw.
Yeah.
So I don't think anybody dies in like the drive-by in the bar. But anyways, yeah, no, it was a
Oh, something else I forgot to mention.
compelling fucking show.
Jessica being a fucking badass this entire fucking episode.
Dude, she fucking rolled up on that hallway.
Oh my god.
Like,
throws away a grenade.
well, she kills the motherfucker first, like runs down the hallway, rips a grenade down the hallway. Fucking
And then all these
badass.
motherfuckers are just like, oh my god, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, there's like 4 motherfuckers like posted up. They've got like assault rifles and shit. Like they're just
She's
posted.
a little fucking handgun.
She got a single like fucking M1911 or some shit. Fucking comes around the corner with a frag grenade and kills like 5 people. Fucking MVP of the episode, Jessica.
Yes.
Fucking,
And then she gets back together with
Max.
Max. Yeah.
fucking MVP of my life. Jesus, she was awesome.
We didn't get an epilogue with Max.
We didn't. Hopefully I'm assuming they did okay. Their epilogue was they probably moved back to wherever the fuck California was
Yeah.
it?
Well, the epilogue was
Yeah.
we're seeing AGL.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess yeah. He never really. I'm assuming
But,
Max
like-
just went back with Jessica
Yeah.
to their home with their kid. They can't leave their kid alone for very long. I assume he was
Well,
like
no, he's-
10 years old.
They specifically mentioned that the son is with the aunt.
Oh right, I
An
forgot. Yeah, the aunt
Mhm.
or an aunt that we never saw.
Who really cares?
I forgot about that. For some reason, I just assumed they ditched their kid. They were like, just stay here in the house by yourself. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Don't open the door for
It was
strangers.
Home Alone.
Yeah. That's actually the origin story for Home Alone.
Kevin McAllister.
Yeah.
Which Kevin Macaulay Culkin has like been doing a bunch of shit lately.
Has he?
Yeah,
Good for him. Wasn't he like on drugs for a while?
he was never on drugs.
Really?
He was just really
Wow.
skinny.
He just has the face of a man I think is addicted to heroin.
Yeah, people kept saying that like he was like, nah, I just didn't do anything.
Jesus, that man aged poorly. I feel like then.
Well, now he's like kind of like chubbier.
Is he? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Like now he doesn't look like Ricky Cricket anymore.
Okay, good. That man aged poorly. I'm happy for him that he's doing shit now again. Because I saw like the ad where he was basically like mimicking a lot of the scenes from Home Alone,
Oh yeah,
which is pretty funny.
the Google Home ad.
Yeah, the Go Home ad. So I'm glad that he's living life to the fullest, doing what he wants to do.
Yep. But that was Banana Fish.
Yeah.
Great show. I would recommend it. I give it a 4 or 5.
Yeah, full recommend. 8 out of 10. It was a solid show.
Mm-hmm.
I have no significant complaints about it. I feel like, other than the fact that if you kind of took your eye off the ball for more than like an episode, it kind of got overwhelming.
AG could have been cooler.
AG could have been cooler. AG could have killed somebody. Did AG kill somebody?
No.
No. Damn it! Come on, boy. He's still alive. He's got chances.
Jesus Christ.
Come back, avenge Ash. Kill somebody.
Jessica killed motherfuckers.
I mean, Jessica
You
killed
don't
all
have
of
to
us.
shoot someone. Just get a grenade and throw it somewhere.
Yeah, seriously. Fucking, we know that you're bad at aiming with a pistol, so just grenade. Area of effect. It's the most effective tactic. Roll over my fingers. I'm dead.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's probably what happened.
The AG way. I'll be there soon, Ash. Wait for me.
Well, soon he's gonna find out that he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Finally.
Bunny Girl. Oh. The show that touched me in the heart, but only a little bit.
The show that molests my heart. Bunny Girl Senpai.
Yeah.
It also ended. Surprise, surprise.
Believe it or not, we're not just listing 3 shows that ended and then a show that didn't. We finally,
Yeah.
this season, well, unlike last time where we had a whole bunch of carryovers, this season we finally are, everything ends.
Oh yeah, 2 things carried over.
2 things carried over from last season, so this season everything
One of
ends.
which was fantastic and which just ended. Another one which
Just would not end.
Nope.
It had 19 episodes. What kind of savages give something 19
that
episodes?
was 16.
16, 18, 19. I don't, dude.
It
Felt like it had 20. It felt like it had 50. I was watching that show for way too long. I just wanted it to end. And I wanted Danny to be dead.
Is he actually dead now?
I don't know. Did Priest shoot him with the crossbow at the end, or did you just like hope that he burned to death?
I don't know. Who
remember.
the fuck gives a shit, man?
Who
Fuck
the
Danny.
fuck cares? Fuck Danny.
I saw fan art of that show. I'm like, why?
ABC episode 45 entitled hashtag Fuck Danny.
People like anything. I'm sure some people liked it for whatever reason. I'm not gonna make fun of them. They just have poor taste.
Right.
I'm not gonna make fun of them.
Maybe they made fan art of the game and they just used the character models from the show.
That
I'm
makes
assuming the game is
sense.
more well received than the show was. Maybe. I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure most. I don't know. I didn't look up
Who
how
knows?
well received that show was.
I don't know.
We sure as shit didn't receive it correctly.
No.
Or didn't receive
It was
well.
not us, whoever the intended audience was. It was definitely not
No.
ABC.
Hell no.
Alright, so Bunny Girl Senpai
So,
and the 2 episodes.
I guess real quick, what happens with Kaide at the end of the last episode we talked about was that she sees Conan? K something.
K something.
KK.
2012.
She sees KK. She begins to remember who she is, and
No, she doesn't.
no, what the fuck?
She doesn't remember anything.
Yeah.
She freaks out because she doesn't recognize that person. And at that point, Sakuta is like, I'm going to tell you something. I think she's lost all of her memory. And then we start the next episode, and he basically starts it with, she's definitely lost all of her memory.
No, that's not how the episode starts. She starts by waking up because it's a flashback.
Oh, true. I forgot about the
Right.
flash. I
This is
forgot.
so because both episodes start with her waking up.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, this is a flashback. Essentially, this is basically Kaida's backstory. She doesn't remember who she is. She has this associated disorder caused either by her previous syndrome
Uh-huh.
or caused by the previous syndrome, which caused her to basically start getting hurt everywhere. Her getting hurt was what caused the
Yeah, I think it's more like that.
it's some weird shit going on. But
Yeah.
all we know is that Kaida's not well.
Right.
She gets amnesia. Basically, doesn't think she's she.
Mhm.
Right.
And
Develops
then,
a complete new personality with no memories from the previous personality.
yes, the psychiatrist basically tells Sakura that she should, write inside of a diary to kind of further cement who she is, or
Right.
at least to help her out
Yeah.
with her
Yeah.
thoughts. Hands it over to her. This is what we see in the last episode, which is a little diary.
Yep.
She writes Kaida specifically in a different alphabet set, which
It's the syllable set.
yes, essentially it's the easier one to write in. I think is
I don't
what
know
saw
about
in-
easier or harder, just because I don't know anything about Japanese language.
From what I saw is it's specifically like usually about kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because
like
as far as I
children.
understand, there's like sometimes there are characters that have a full meaning in and of themselves.
Yeah.
Like I know that the symbol for the character for people is like essentially like a lambda, where it's like two things leaning up against each other,
Or like a stick figure.
or like a stick figure, well, without arms or face.
So lambda.
So lambda, exactly. Like I said, it looks like a lambda kind of. And that's like the symbol. That symbol in and of itself means people.
Yeah.
But then there is a word for people that I don't know, which is obviously composed of different syllables. And so they also have the writing form where it's just you can write out like the syllable like sounds for that word.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking is like that's what kids learn to do.
Yeah, I think they learn the
first.
syllables first, and then start to learn like full words and the symbols that represent those full words.
Which makes sense because once we basically figured out is that this Kaide is a lot more childish than she was before.
Mhm.
And that's essentially the quick skinny of it.
Yeah. And they move out of their. This is when they move out of
Yes.
their house and
Because
move into the
mom goes crazy.
Yes.
Because now her daughter does not remember her and is a completely different person, which I'm pretty sure would be fucking hard
Yeah.
to deal with.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I
I can't blame the mom for going crazy, but
I mean, did she?
mean,
What, go
she was
crazy?
like, she was telling herself about like how Kai doesn't remember her.
yeah.
Like she was not in a good place.
She was not in a great place. She was sitting there like stroking a shirt, being like, "It'll be okay, Kaide," as she was like folding laundry, and I'm like, "Shit, this is like some fucking One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest shit."
Yeah.
I'm expecting motherfuckers to start trying to like rip the iron bars off the windows soon.
Kasumi was just like, okay, I really don't want to deal with you, because...
Yeah. But anyways, Sakuta and
Yeah, this is
Kaide
a-
now move out.
Yes, this is also around the time where he leaves the hospital every once in a while.
Yeah.
And because this is the point when he starts developing his scars.
Yep.
And also when he meets Shoko.
Yes.
Shoko.
Yes.
Shoko.
Um,
Shoko older.
yes. Not. She's the other. No, younger Shoko used the other name.
Yeah, Makinahara.
There we go. We'll just call her Maki real quick because I'm not gonna say all those fucking syllables.
Sure.
So he meets Shoko. They start talking and they become friends for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we go back into the present where he basically just says, so, in summary, she doesn't know who the fuck she is.
Right.
Yeah.
Boom.
Remember last episode when I said she probably doesn't know who she is? I can now confirm. She definitely doesn't know who she is. And I've
Yeah.
known this for a while.
And then Maya gets mad at him.
Kind of. No.
I think she gets
well,
upset. She has a reaction.
I mean, of course she has a reaction. I don't remember her getting upset. She was kind of. I remember her being more understanding at this point. She was like, "Yeah, it's kind of fucking hard to tell people like my sister is only sort of my sister, and she's eventually going to turn into somebody completely different."
Well, no, she's gonna turn back to her. She's gonna regain her memories.
Right, but she's going to be somebody completely different as far as Mai's concerned, because Mai never met the younger
Oh
sister.
yeah.
So for Mai, Kaide is suddenly going to become somebody completely different than the Kaide she has always known.
And then around this time, after Sakura gives her the quick skinny of what's going on with Kaide, Mai says that she's looking for more work at some other place, which we'll get into later
Yep.
in the next episode. In the next episode for this show. And then Kaede in the next scene asks about Komi, and her name's Komi because I wrote it down.
Okay, Kobe.
Sakura gives her the book, and in the book there's a little note from Komi which she reads, which Kaede reads, and then starts crying from one eye because she's split personality. That's how that works.
I don't know if that's why they did that.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, she was only crying for one eye. I guess that happens.
You could
sometimes.
have one tier.
You could.
It's a pretty common like movie thing is the single tier.
Single tier.
Yeah.
The God, what's the fucking name? I forgot. Frodo. The Frodo tier.
Oh, okay.
Because Frodo has that one teardrop. When is it?
I don't know.
He cries a what kind of?
He cries a lot, dude. Frodo's just a fucking pussy.
He's got a lot to deal with. He has to do the ring thing.
He's got the ring corruption. Fucking Sam does like all of the heavy lifting for that
Well,
party.
Sam doesn't have to carry the ring. He has to carry Frodo carrying the ring.
Yeah. He also has to invade an entire fucking fortress full of orcs and kills like 9 of them.
Wait, what? When?
When Frodo gets fucking ganked by Shelob.
Oh, right.
And he gets tied up and he gets dumped in the fortress.
Man, Sam's a
fucking-
fucking badass.
Sam's a badass.
But yeah, the little note causes Kaida to cut to basically faint again, and they decide to go to the hospital.
Yes.
Where Sakura
Which is what you absolutely should do when somebody passes out.
Yes. Sakura calls Mai and tells her, "Yo, the doctors say that she might be regaining her memory soon." Kaida hears this, and this is her major
Driving force.
to basically go to school as fast as possible because she doesn't want
to achieve the rest of her goals.
Yeah, she wants to achieve the rest of her goals. So Sakura reacts very strongly after Kaida like remembers who she is.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I thought that was very misplaced. Like, I didn't understand why he like just reacts that harshly. Well, let's get it through this.
Yeah, the rest of
first
before she regains her memories.
Well, essentially, they keep trying to go to school.
Yeah.
She always stops at the same intersection each time.
Uh-huh.
The third time, Sakura tells her to wait and just take a break. So they decide to go to the zoo where they look at the pandas again.
Yes.
Apparently, red pandas are called lesser pandas in Japan.
Maybe.
This is new.
Or they were
just lesser pandas.
Well, they do, but they were also making a joke about how they are lesser.
Sakura was making a joke.
Right, but they're making a pun.
Yeah.
And so in Japanese, they may just have the same word, but it could have two meanings, and it just doesn't translate to English.
They said lesser.
I mean, yeah, but
also could just be her.
I'm saying the Japanese word for lesser could be have the same sound as the Japanese word for red panda.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think lesser is red.
I don't know Japanese. It might be.
I don't think so. I think red's something different.
Because I mean, it's also they're trying to translate a word pun into English. Like I know a lot of the times when they do.
I'm pretty sure they call the giant pandas giant panda too.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it's just they're called lesser pandas. It's actually the English word lesser and the meaning lesser in Japanese as well. It's just lesser.
Okay, maybe.
It's one of those things that got brought over. I don't know why they don't call it red pandas, but fuck it, whatever. Even then, they're raccoons.
Trash pandas, literal trash pandas.
Well, no, red pandas aren't trash pandas. They're actual. They're raccoons.
Are they actually raccoons?
Yes, they're not pandas. They're not even bears.
Oh, okay.
They are full like basically. The closest relative is technically tanuki, but a tanuki is just a type of raccoon.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Fun facts.
Fun animal planet.
Animal facts from Brandon.
So yeah, they kind of enjoy their time at the panda exhibits. Basically just walking around for a little bit, and then Sakura gives Kaida the pass.
Yep.
To basically go to the zoo all year round.
Yep, the annual pass.
And then Kaida says, I'll go to
we'll
school
go
tomorrow.
We'll go to school tomorrow now.
Tomorrow is always a bad word in the show.
First, we break into school.
Yes. First, on their way back home, they break into school.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, you can kind of cross it off. And instead of crossing it off, she, just triangle, because she kind of did it, but not really.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, now that I've kind of done it, I feel confident. I can definitely do it tomorrow.
Once again, tomorrow is the bad word in the show.
Yeah.
Never fucking works.
Never works. Anytime there are plans made for tomorrow, shit's fucked.
Yeah. So Sakura wakes up, goes to wake up Kaida, and Kaida begins to... So the moment she groaned, I was like, that's not her. That's someone different.
It was hesitant when she groaned. As soon as she said the first word, I was impressed. I was like, I don't know if it's the same voice actress or not, but this is fucking impressive.
Yeah.
Because even when he was doing the whole flashback scene, and he was like, her voice has changed. He was listing all the different changes that have come by, how she holds her chopsticks different, eats the food in different orders, and one of the things he says is that her voice is significantly different now. But you never hear her original voice until that moment.
Which I'm glad.
So up until that moment, I was like, I wonder how different it really, it really was. As soon as she started talking, I was like, damn, motherfucker, that is different.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot deeper.
Yeah.
She wakes up and basically says, where am I?
Yeah.
This isn't my room.
This is not where we live.
And basically, Sakura asks, are you Kaide? Because I guess he's just, trying to ground everything together.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not too... So this is one problem I had with this part was, he looks very distraught, which I guess it kind of would be because, she's going back to who she was before.
Right.
Yeah.
But he also mentions that he, one, wants that, and two, knows that it was coming up. And, he never said that it's something he was scared of. Because in this next episode, he basically mentions to Shoko that he wanted old Kaide, or he wanted... Faye Kaide.
Sure. Fugue State Kaide?
Yeah, that he wanted. I guess younger Kaide, because she's essentially younger.
Sure.
Younger Kaide
Works
to
too.
fulfill her plans.
Uh-huh.
And he feels like he fails a brother because he didn't like help her out as much as he could have.
Right.
But he never mentions that beforehand. So like his reaction didn't really fit until we got that explanation, and then retroactively it kind of made sense. But I think it would have been a lot better if during that call with Mai in this episode he says, I really hope she like fulfills everything."
Right. Well, I think it's complicated because it's one of those things where he understands that Kaide, both forms, have been impacted by their puberty syndrome.
Mhm.
And like the reason that, Kaide older became Kaide younger is this whole like puberty syndrome, stress built up. It's now Kaide the younger who is in turn like stressed about like I can't become the Kaide that everybody else knows. Like everybody that I've ever met has always thought of this other Kaide that I am just not that person. Like I can only depend on my brother. And so for Sakata, it's like it's hard for him to sort of separate or not separate. It's hard for him to look at Kaide the younger as, it's just this person doesn't exist. Like as far as he's concerned, she basically died that day
Mhm.
without any warning, really. Like there's nothing about, that happened that was significant in such a way that Sakata could be like, Kaide's definitely going to come back tomorrow. Like she's going to regain her memories now. Like she didn't pass out. She didn't like have some sort of like emotional or like memory epiphany moment. Like there was nothing where Sakata could be prepared for it until that moment where she woke up and it's like, oh, my sister's dead now and my older sister's back. Like, and so I can understand like the raw shock and grief of like that person that I knew for the last like year or two who depended on me for so much, who I was trying to help like overcome this like fear of trying to become somebody she wasn't. Like I'm never going to help her establish her own identity. So I think that was part of it, was like why Sakata wanted Kaide the younger to go to school, despite the fact that he knew that she was going to go away, was that was like the last step in establishing this is your identity. This is you now. Like you can go to school and it's not about who you used to be. It's about who you are now. Like the school you're going to, what you're learning, the people you're going to meet, it's all about you today. It's not about who you were, in your previous, emotional state or whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Sure.
It was really just the way I really looked at it is it was basically like his sister died. As far as he could be concerned emotionally about it, Kaede the younger died, and
The
this
way I
was
probably
him
see it that is
grieving.
like he never like makes that connection. He like never says it that way, so we can't assume that he feels that way.
No, but I think you can infer that just because, like, when she came back, she doesn't remember the past 2 years that
Yeah, but
she
if
was
like
the
he
younger.
felt that way, I think they would have like mentioned something about it.
Uh-huh.
Is the thing.
I imagine just him crying out of the hospital was good enough.
Yeah, I mean, he's like really emotionally
He
torn
was-
up about
he was
this.
pretty
But
rough.
he's torn up about how he couldn't help her accomplish the goals.
I mean, he
Yeah.
couches it in that, but I mean, at the same time, like, we also saw Kaede basically talking about it and saying like she's basically accomplished everything except going to school. And if he's like that emotionally torn up about like she never went to school in the daytime, I'm gonna be like, dude, you're a fucking bitch. Like she accomplished everything else in that list except for go to school in the daytime. Like, what the fuck ever. But like looking at it, that looked way more like somebody mourning somebody's death than it did somebody being like, I couldn't help her accomplish her goal. Her last goal, not even all of her
Yeah.
goals, just the last one. So I mean, I wanted to give him the credit of like a genuine mourning somebody's death, and it made sense. Like it makes sense, and I could understand it.
Okay, I feel like that's. I can see why people like would look at it that way,
Uh-huh.
but like it's just not exactly what this show like pushes forward.
I mean, it doesn't really push any narrative.
Yeah,
It very loosely pushes the Sakuta and his like
like
she
for sure
didn't
he's-
accomplish all of her goals.
Yeah.
But again, I disagree with it. And also you have Shoko being like, she basically understood like her goals weren't about her, dude.
Yeah,
Like she was very clearly trying to show you that. Like it was about making happy memories with you.
Yeah.
So
Whether this version or whatever version comes next.
yeah, like when I'm gone with the next version, like you're still gonna be able to remember me and think back fondly. Like Shoko pretty clearly understood like what it was about, and Sakata pretty quickly, like once Shoko broke it down for him, was like, I get it, but I'm still fucking sad as hell. Like I'm still a terrible brother, and my sister is still, gone now. Like the sister who cared that much about me is gone.
I guess so.
I gave him a lot of credit because I looked at it like she died. I was like, damn, shit's fucking. It touched me in the heartstrings because fucking Kaida the Younger got like fucking emotionally killed, basically. She was just gone one day, and the other Kaide was there, and you had like no grieving point. Like any other anime, you could basically see it coming in terms of like, there's a giant battle scene coming up or something, or like even fucking Ash who got shanked in the stomach was like, oh, he got shanked in the stomach, he's going to die now. I could begin to like accept that he's going to die. Kaide just like, oh, you're gone forever. That's cool. I wasn't. No, okay, I'm okay with this development. Ugh, it hurts.
I don't know. My other problem is like he knew it was gonna happen is the thing.
But he didn't know
But
when.
Yeah, that's
He
the
knew that
problem.
it was going to happen.
It's gonna happen soon.
I don't know why they say that. I don't know why he thought it was going to happen soon.
The psychiatrist told him.
I mean, the psychiatrist doesn't know.
No, they said it was like gonna happen soon. Like she started regaining memories.
Did she?
Yeah, that was like part of the discussion. Is
Oh.
like soon was the word they used. Like yeah, she's
Okay.
gonna start remembering. She's gonna start remembering her stuff.
I mean,
She did like once again. He didn't know when, but he definitely knew that it was
if
gonna
you
happen.
got a family member who's dying of cancer and you know they're going to die soon, you can still be sad when they die.
True. I also, a lot of the times when they went and talked to the doctors, it was like the Charlie Brown parents, or they're just like, wah, 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 because I was like, we have the scene where Sakata basically goes and talks to them, and he's like, you don't see the scene. You see the flashback of the
Yeah.
scene in silence, where he's explaining like how he got the scars, and all the doctors are like, oh, it was probably just a precognitive condition, and you did it to yourself. So I'm like, you're all fucking assholes. I'm not going to pay attention to anything you say anymore. Because like clearly, puberty syndrome is not like a recognized thing in this world. So like, just because the doctor said like, oh, she's gonna start regaining her memories soon, like, what the fuck does he know about this shit? He doesn't believe Sakata and his whole puberty syndrome thing. So like, how the fuck does he know?
Well, that gets into like what we're supposed to like believe though, as
Mhm.
like part of like information of the narrative,
Right.
which is different. Like that has nothing to do with what the characters in the show say. It's like what the author tells us through the characters in the show.
Right. Well, if you're gonna try and contest some sort of like maybe puberty syndrome doesn't exist thing, well done.
Fuck you.
If you're gonna
That's
try and
okay.
contest some sort of puberty syndrome doesn't exist thing, like we kind of have to wait for the movie is like the last ditch opportunity to say like what's actually going on here.
Dream Girl. Dream Girl's the next is the next title of the arc.
I was about to say it's all going to be Sakata's own dream. He's gonna be in a coma. He's gonna wake up from it at the end and be like, "I dreamed the whole thing."
Everyone's in the snow globe. Yeah. So this episode, the first half was basically a clip show, but narrated by Kaide.
Yes.
And then we get the actual show or actual episode, where Sakura freaks the fuck out.
Mhm.
Shoko helps him out.
Mhm.
Mai calls. Basically the day after or that night. No,
The
day
day of.
after.
Damn.
Day of.
Day of.
Yeah.
No, day after.
No, day of.
How's it day of?
She calls the day of and she's like, "Hey, did Kaide go to school? No, you haven't picked up. Okay, well, call me back whenever." And so,
I guess he was sleeping. No, he must have been sleeping in the afternoon then. Whenever I see anyone sleeping, I always assume it's a day passes because he sleeps.
He does sleep.
Wake
So-
him up, and that's when he gets called.
Yeah, he gets it. He sees the call the day after. So, the day that Kaide was going to go to school,
Oh.
when she becomes older Kaide,
Yeah. Okay.
Mai calls
It's
that same
the
day.
yeah, it's the voicemail.
Right, leaves the voicemail. Sakata doesn't see it because he's probably at the hospital or something. He sees it the next day when he wakes up.
Yeah.
And calls Mai and tells her about how Kaede has regained her memories.
Mhm.
But he basically like puts on a brave face when he makes the call, and he's like, "I'm doing fine. Kaede's doing fine. She'll be out of the hospital soon. They're just keeping her for observation. Everything's
Yes.
cool."
That goes on. The next scene, I forget what happens, but let's just skip a bit because then Maida comes back home. and tries to basically talk to Sakata, where she then sees the note left by Shoko, which basically says, "Yo, clean yourself."
Right. He was basically like, "Yo, you're doing fine now, so I'm gonna bail. Peace, nerd."
Mai gets upset because one, she wanted to be the one to help Sakata out, and she feels like she kind of failed,
Right.
and she's also kind of jealous, so she kind of runs away, and she's mad at Sakata. Sakata tries to run after her, to no avail. He basically gets depressed for the next couple of days, and just for the next day, because he goes to work, where we see Kogi again, because we need to remember that she exists,
Right.
because we need to sell those figurines. I didn't like Koga that much.
I still like Koga's
She's
character.
okay.
She's alright.
She works better as a supporting character, in my opinion.
And same thing with friend Kunimi,
Yeah.
who's like, "Yo, you look fucked."
Well, we also see Futaba. We show up at
Yeah.
Futaba's like fucking, Chuny nerd cave for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. There's like a scene in the
guess
middle where we show
completely
up. He has some conversation with her about Kaede, and she once again is like, "Dude, I don't know what the fuck's
I
going
don't
on."
know.
Or no, she talked about Shoko, and and she's like, "So you're the only one who observed him." He's like, "Don't even start with that observed shit again.
Yeah.
Don't even start with me."
At this point, she's like, "She's just in your head."
Yeah,
Is she your manager friend?
You're not going crazy, right? I don't want crazy people in my Chuny nerd cave.
Yeah. So talks to him, goes to work, and then leaves, and that's when Naruto shows up. It's like, "Yo, you're kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
It was her birthday yesterday. Go apologize."
Yeah.
And he does. He gets the train, goes over to her.
Fucking
Basically, some
getting on
place.
that bullet train and seeing it like zip through the countryside. I'm like, fuck America, fuck not having bullet trains. This shit looks so convenient.
I guess so, but like,
Where it's like, I'm just gonna go to a different city, get on the bullet train.
where would you go?
Fucking like New York, Chicago,
Like,
like
take a
there's-
great bus.
I mean, yeah, but that's why it's not convenient in America. It's like you have to take an all-day bus to get places. Fucking Japan, it's like I'm gonna get on the
What's
bullet
it
train and be
called?
there in a
The
couple.
Greyhound?
Yeah, the Greyhound
Yeah.
bus. Or you can take the Amtrak to like one of a handful of cities,
Yeah, there's not many stations.
and they're also like fucking expensive and slow as shit still. And so fucking the Amtrak sucks. I want to have the bullet train in America.
We'll have like the little fucking tube train thing at some point.
Yeah, the mag rail trains under
Yeah.
the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe someday,
The
hopefully.
people who are on those buses are not great to be with.
The Greyhound buses? Yeah,
Yeah.
believe it or not. Those attract the people who can afford to ride on the Greyhound bus and nothing better than that. So, there's some interesting people on the Greyhound buses.
So, Sakata heads on over to the shoot, where Mai is kind of just standing off in the background. He like turns around like, "Oh, there you are."
Yeah.
They start talking. They basically, he apologizes, wishes her happy birthday. They go together. First, Mai asks if there's a hotel for him to stay at. And then the manager's like, "You know what, go have your 5-minute date somewhere."
Right.
So they hop on over to like just some random fucking bridge.
Yeah.
They kind of like bundle each other up with her coat, and then she pinches him on the cheek instead of kissing him. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's a better reward than a kiss, at least from what Mai says. Basically, they're teasing each other again,
Right.
and that's how the episode ends, and the show ends in general.
Gotta sell them movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the epilogue basically shows Kaida reading through the diary and then
Yeah.
just thanking her brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
That's basically the show. As a whole, they like really couched way too much of this in like quantum physics and random bullshit. This was way more a show about like personality disorders.
I'm pretty sure the quantum physics was just like the author just being bored.
Right.
I like
mean,
science.
It was like the
No, she doesn't like science. She read everything wrong.
No, the author.
the author was like,
exactly.
the author was like, I know science terms. I can randomly pull out some, science thought experiments. Like, so much of the show had nothing to do, or like the quantum physics or various science thought experiments were explained so poorly that it basically didn't contribute to your understanding of it at all. And it would have been way better if they'd just been like, I'm going to explain to you some personality disorders or like psychological disorders people can have. And like how it relates. Like if they'd explained fugue states any way better than they did, like Kaide's whole thing would have made more sense.
Yeah, but like they didn't really do the quantum shit for Kaida's arc or even for fucking
Yeah, they give
Naruto's
it
arc.
up. They basically entirely give it
Yeah,
up.
for Naruto they like talk about quantum teleportation. That's about it. Same with quantum entanglement. Actually, I don't think anything because quantum entanglement was Futaba.
Yeah. No, she was
Entanglement
teleportation.
teleportation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the information being read off one side and being copied to another side, so
Oh,
they
yes.
exist in exactly the same state. which is again why it was poorly done, is because they would exist in exactly the same state, not a slightly adjusted state.
Yeah. But anyways, there was that was Laplace's demon, and then
Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat, which is
Yeah.
dumb.
Dumb. All of it was dumb. Fucking Laplace's demon was dumb. I was upset. Laplace's demon was such a cool premise right until they started doing it, and I was like, oh, she doesn't know everything, so it's not like Laplace's demon at all. I don't care.
Well, it could be like her first like 10 like cycles in like the demon arc. I don't know.
I don't know. Still, I mean, also the premise of Laplace's demon is that only
It just
she's
knows,
supposed
yeah.
to know, or only
Yeah.
she's supposed to be able to be like understand all of the universes.
Unless she tells someone.
Yeah, but there's no reason why
She would tell
Sakata
her.
should be able to be aware of it.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just just call that the video game arc. Just the respawn shit.
It is. It's rewind to the arc.
Overall, I liked it. It was they had those dumb kind of asides about science, which were kind of dumb, but who
Right.
cares? The animation was for the most part was okay. There were like some moments where it like kind of got worse. Like this episode and like the beginning kind of had a couple like bad faces and they looked a little weird.
Yeah.
But all in all, it was all right.
The music was.
It was okay.
Some people's high. Some people were just mad about it.
At the end, like the soundtrack was okay.
Yeah.
The ending was fucking phenomenal.
Some people's jam. Some people were just mad about it.
It was amazing. The best ending this season.
This season, I'll give that to you probably.
Give it
Although
a 4 or 5. It
Banana Fish was pretty fire.
was pretty good, but we never heard it because
It's true. It played in the background of those
Every
scenes. We
once
just
in a
never
while,
saw the
yeah.
ending.
I like the first ending. The one, just the first.
Like
ending.
the actual ending or just the ending song?
Thanks. What do you mean? Just
Like the whole like
both of them.
visual that went
The
along.
visual
with-
was really cool.
The visual was really cool, but I'm talking about like
Yeah, all of it in general.
okay, that's fair.
Yeah, overall, 4 out of 5. It was fun. I recommend
Yeah.
it.
This show lived and died by its character interactions more so than like its plot. So if you like more of like a character heavy show than anything else, it's really good. Like in terms of actual plot, I think it was kind of weak.
It was not very many interesting things happened,
Yeah.
but the characters were really fucking fun. If you like a similar premise to this, I'd say Kokoro Connect is like basically the same fucking show. Remember, Alex? You fucking watched it, didn't you?
Did you watch Kokoro Connect?
He's thinking. He's squinting.
We've watched a lot of shows,
Watch now.
man.
We didn't watch Kokoro
You've
Connect
told
previously.
me a lot of shows.
You watched Kokoro. I swear you watched Kokoro Connect.
What was the premise?
The kids gets their body switched, right? No.
Remember? Yeah, the kids get the first arc is the kids get their body switched.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I only remember you telling me about the one character that you liked, the girl with the black hair, obviously,
Yeah.
who was really bitchy, and
Everyone knows who we're talking about.
right, everybody
watch
knows we're talking about
Kokoro
Brandon. As I sit here and point at Brandon, but yeah, I just remember you talking about how like
Yeah.
she was really bitchy, but also like a very like entertaining character in like her dry wit.
Yeah. Basically, well, that and also just God decides to just fuck with them.
Right, the
That-
premise
that's
of the
premise
actual
the
show.
It's just
Yeah.
God's like, nah, fuck you, fuck these five like teenagers in particular.
y'all.
If you can't tell, a lot of the time Brandon starts his recommendations out to me with, dude, that teacher was stacked. Here's what the show was about.
There weren't any sack teachers in the show.
There were not. What was it? No, it's coming out this season, or this coming up season, or maybe the season after this. There's some like,
study. It's coming out in 2 seasons.
okay, that you were
That
telling me.
teacher's fucking banging though.
You told me you only read the manga because the teacher was banging.
Actually, originally I was just like wanted to read a harem,
Uh
and it was pretty funny. And then the teacher, like, she shows up once. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty cute teacher. And then 10 chapters later, she becomes a character. I was like, yes. And
huh.
then I just started fucking reading through all of it.
I've never really had that like need. Like, oh, I really want to read a harem.
Really, you've never had a need for harem?
I never went out to like search specifically for a harem manga.
I just wanted
The
something
harems
dumb.
just come to me.
Yeah.
I just wanted something fucking dumb.
No,
and
I
it was
get it.
perfect.
Okay.
I understand that.
Something dumb. Yes.
How's Brandon?
I am still Nick.
Wait, no. Wait. I'm going to sell out to Blue Snowball microphones.
I
recording the song. Also, we're in the same room for like the first time.
mean, not the first time ever, just the first time
No.
for ABC.
We never knew each other.
Yeah, no, we definitely didn't go to high school together. Brandon definitely didn't latch himself onto me so he could have a friend in high school. That's not how that
Jorge
works.
was my friend.
Yeah, I was just your
Was
science.
he?
I was just your chemistry friend and your lunch friend. I don't know what I want to sell out to this week. So I'm going to sell out to socks as a Christmas present because they're underappreciated by people who are too young. The people who receive socks the most as Christmas presents are too young to appreciate them.
I don't know. I got dress socks and I never dress up.
It
So
depends.
That's because you work for
tech company.
yeah.
Like, are you getting white tube socks to go all the way up to here?
No, I get black ankle socks.
Exactly. That's the majority of socks people get.
Yeah.
I love black
I like
ankle
those.
socks.
Yeah, like I use them all the fucking time. I got dress socks, which I never wear.
See, that's your own like career choices fault.
It's like career choice. I just don't like dress socks. It like makes my shins all itchy.
Yeah, but you also are in a job where you don't have to wear dress
Yeah.
socks. Like I don't like dress socks
I
that
think
much
the
either,
aunt
but
that,
I have
like-
to wear
I
them.
think my aunt who like bought those for me like thinks I have to dress up. Instead, I just like put on a fucking t-shirt and just like head off to work.
Right. It's a pretty legit way to go to work.
Right?
Right until it comes to looking professional, and then you don't actually own anything that looks professional.
Nope.
Except for a pair of dress socks now.
Yeah.
So you got that going for
I
you.
love dress pants and like button-up shirts, but I never wear them.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Nope.
Do you have a tie? Do you have more than one tie? Is the real question.
That's
clip-ons
not
count?
count.
No, they do
I got
not.
like 4 from working at Geek Squad.
Do you have a bow tie?
No, I hate bow ties. A tie.
Okay.
Okay,
I've
that's
forgotten how to.
How to tie it?
Yeah.
You're going to tie a. I'm
half
miming
Windsor.
tying a half Windsor to show that I'm a simpleton.
And I'm a child. Look how simple this knot is.
Oh, fucking half Windsors. And Raymond.
Alex, what would you like to sell out to?
I'm gonna sell it to Jack Black's new gaming channel, Jablinski.
He's a gaming channel?
Yep.
Yo, tell him to sell out to us.
Tell him
We
to
need
sell out to
viewers.
us. We need a viewer. Brandon, get on that. You're in charge of
Oh
marketing.
my god, I have to do everything. I'm the editor too.
You do have to do everything for
I
this.
thought Jeff was.
Oh, that's right. Jeff was head of marketing. I forgot about it. I made Jeff head of marketing at some point.
I made Jeff head of marketing.
Somebody made Jeff head of marketing.
He's head of marketing.
Jeff became head of
Why
marketing.
do the head of marketing? Should be an accountant for the no money we're making.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the thing. Was we were like, we need to give Jeff
Oh, yeah.
something to do before he becomes our
What the fuck are you
accountant.
two gonna do?
I'm fucking talent. Talent doesn't do work.